Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel for another video. Today I'm going to be sitting down and doing a Q&A with you guys, but not just any Q&A. My husband will be joining me for this Q&A. I do want to thank today's video sponsor. It is Skillshare. You guys know I've been partnering with Skillshare for years because we truly love the platform. If you guys have never heard of Skillshare before, they are an online teaching platform with a wide variety of classes ranging from lifestyle content for you down to art classes for your kids. And that is where I want to highlight from Skillshare today is the awesome art classes for kids that are available online on Skillshare. So my youngest daughter has been loving taking the art classes by Wynn. That's the teacher's name. Her instructions are super clear. The art projects don't require a ton of supplies, and Olivia has just been having so much fun. So she recently took Wynn's class on creating a watercolor sea turtle, and I will show you guys, there's some clips playing right now of her doing that, but the instruction was so well done and simple. Olivia could honestly follow it on her own, and that is what I love about Skillshare classes is the information is condensed. It's not going to waste your time. It's ad-free. It is just an awesome place to learn anything or find a new hobby or a new skill. Photography, home decorating, productivity, like Instagram work stuff, kid stuff, the options are endless. So I will have a link down below for you guys where the first 1,000 of you can check out Skillshare Premium for free with the trial using the link down below. So make sure you guys check that out. I really recommend the art classes for kids. Wynn is the teacher that we have been loving. We've done a few of her classes and the projects always turn out really well, which is such a great thing to boost kids' confidence when they're creating things. So thank you so much to Skillshare for sponsoring this portion. All right, we are ready for the Q&A. You guys sent in your questions on Instagram like usual. That is where all of the questions for Q&As generally come from. So this one was mostly questions for you. So I'm gonna let you take it here and I'll chime in if necessary. So the first question is, what is one food you could eat every day for the rest of your life? There's the questions.
Eggs.
Eggs?
Because I do.
Mine would probably be tacos. I never get tired of tacos. Or a delicious, fresh, chopped salad.
Yeah. Cobb salad.
Cobb salad?
That's what it's called, right? Like the egg and the bacon.
You could eat that every day?
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Ideas for like dates with your kids, like girls and boys. Like what would you, what's been one thing you've done with the boys that's been really fun? Like an activity, like when you're taking them out. I'll let him think.
Yeah, you have to answer.
Laser tag with my boys was super fun, and they loved that I like got a vest and a gun and played with them. So that was really fun that I did with the boys. And with girls, my girls like doing nails and just like special treats like that, so making it like a girls' day. I've also done like an at-home spa night with them where we did like masks and things like that, and that was also really fun. The boys seem to enjoy when I like do something active with them, so those some ideas from me. You have any?
I can't remember the last time I did something with them, just the boys.
Well, you're about to when I leave. So, like, watching a...
I mean, we do, like, choosing dudes-only movie interests.
Yeah. A family of 6 seldom agrees on a movie. So, the boys are super excited to have their... What is it?
Lord of the Rings marathon.
Lord of the Rings, while the girls and I are gone next weekend. So maybe doing, like, an at-home movie night would be fun. Something that your kids are interested in. The next question is, what do you appreciate the most about your wife?
Ooh, that's hard to pinpoint one, but lately it's been on my heart of I appreciate how much she gives to the kiddos of like leadership, Bible studies, like it's just nuggets after nuggets that they're getting that they don't really know that they're going to appreciate right now. Like the wisdom you're just pouring out daily on the homeschool thing.
Thank you. Thanks for asking that question, Miss Double DW, because I didn't know that. So that's always nice to hear. The question is, how do you feel about me being on social media?
I've always said, like, it's a fun adventure that we're going to look at when we're older and be like, man, that was awesome. Like, no regrets.
So you feel all good about it?
Yeah, I think there's enough safety protocols. You don't compromise morality for more followers, or, you know, you're pretty strict on your guidelines and you stay true to yourself and you haven't really changed.
That's good.
You haven't let it get to your head.
The next question is, do you feel the same ticking time bomb that I do about my oldest? This is someone who follows closely. I recognize her from the Friends of Grace and Grit community. So I've shared that as a mom, our old Kylie going off to college or whatever the next chapter is for her, it feels like there's a countdown in the back of my mind of like all the things I need to teach her, all the things I need to prepare. Last Christmas, last summer, just all the things. Do you feel that way too, is what she's asking.
I mean, it is sad that she's growing up, but I feel like she's like turning into a really fun person to be around. So it's like, it's not when they're little, it's like cute fun, but now she's like enjoyable to be around. Like just as a person. Mm-hmm. You know, she's like, you banter and you have fun together. It's like funny, you laugh at certain things. It's like I'm gaining, I mean, we're not friends, but it's
a
like
friendship.
Yeah, like I enjoy being around this personality. Mm-hmm. So as she get older, it's like more and more fun. But I typically try not to think so deep and avoid the emotions.
That's a truthful
until
answer.
It's the day of, and then it passes, and then I'm like super upset about it.
Yeah, or like it hits him so hard because he hasn't been thinking.
Yep.
You know, and like me, I'm like mentally and emotionally preparing for years for things, and that's true for like all the things, not just necessarily this. Yeah. It's just emotionally the way we work. Like
when I was on the last trip with her, it's like, this is just really fun to just hang out with you. Like, there's no parenting happening.
Yeah, less parenting, more talking.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was Jake's first impression of me?
Honestly?
Yeah. Honestly.
Dang.
You're so funny. Okay. I'm trying to read through them and not answer a lot of questions we've answered because we've done these a few times, like where we've talked about where we met, and so I'm trying to pick something that we haven't. So, were you raised Christian and attending church?
Yes, but in a church I wouldn't go to as an adult, like.
So you grew up in the church?
Until I got divorced at like 11.
So I would say no.
Oh, so my first 11 years, yes, and then completely no for the remainder of my life.
And you were a self-professed Christian?
Yeah, I think if someone asked me, yeah, but then if they would have asked me like specifics, so like, how do you get saved? I would have been like, I don't know. So
were you saved as a kid before you were 11?
Well, age of reason.
But did you pray?
Yes.
You prayed for salvation?
In Jesus' name. But no one ever told me you have to pray for salvation. So it's, it's a weird dynamic. If you don't know, then how can you?
So then you were not saved.
Oh, jeez.
You can only be saved if you
Right,
ask.
But as a kid you don't know that.
Right. but you can't be a Christian if you're not saved. How does being in the line of work you do impact your family life and relationships with people? And you can keep this. I mean, you can share a little bit, but keep it kind of surface level.
It's been a big blessing as a career. It's taken care of the family. Mm-hmm. It's been very rewarding.
But how has it affected your relationships with people?
I don't know. I'm more skeptical, but I've probably always been. So.
But on a way higher level.
Everyone's
bad.
Yeah. Not gonna catch me slipping. I don't know. That's a weird question. It's a weird question. I don't know if I have a clear answer.
Again, emotions. This is part of it, though. That's a part of the job. It's made you emotionless.
But you're friends with people that are like do what you do, so it's
right. But do you think your job has affected your emotional capabilities?
I'm not as compassionate as I probably should be.
That is true. And like relationships with friends and family. Do you think like your job has affected your trusting abilities?
No.
I
wouldn't say it's a negative impact. I would say more positive than negative.
On you personally, emotionally? I'm not talking about your job as a whole for like our lives.
Yeah. For like relationships.
For me, I think it's like it's affected relationships in different ways. I think part of I can really only speak to it for me, but it's Jake, when I met Jake, is not the same Jake, just like I'm sure he would say that I'm not the exact same. But a lot of the things that have changed regarding like, just experiences and situations and roles at work and then coming home, like it hasn't always been the easiest, and I can see changes in him, but I'm sure you guys know just by watching my videos that I'm not someone who's gonna idly sit by and just let him like go way off the deep end. So I've definitely had moments where I've been like, I don't know what the deal is, but this is not going to work well. So it is something that you do have to be aware of just because of like the environment and just the different stressors and the situations. And like I said, roles in leadership, and then like coming home, there's different dynamics there. So that's like a whole video question.
Yeah.
So that's why I suggested for him to just keep it kind of on the surface.
Very deep audience.
Do we know each other's Starbucks orders?
Mine, you definitely know. It's whatever she orders.
We've turned into that couple. Whenever I order something off the menu, he thinks that like everything I pick to eat is super good. So he'll just say, "Oh, yeah, we order two of those, please." So yeah, that's true. But Jake also drives everywhere we go. Like I never drive him. That's a part of our relationship. And so I always am in the passenger seat. So naturally, when we pull up to order coffee, he's on the driver's side, so he has to order. But fun fact about Jake, he is very, very, very bad at ordering coffee. Or really anything for that matter. Communication through a drive-through intercom, there seems to be some sort of barrier there.
Their problem.
And so he will just say two of whatever it is, for the sole fact that he doesn't want to have to say another order.
Yep.
So
it's too confusing.
I know his Starbucks orders. He has a few that he goes between. So I do know those. Do you know mine?
You change it up so often.
Mm-hmm. I don't get the same thing
Sometimes you're
time.
a cold brew. Sometimes you're a shaken espresso. The winter, it's completely different.
Yeah, the winter really throws
the
a
fall
wrench
has
in
its
there.
own drink. The winter has its own drink. The spring has its own drink. The summer has its own drink.
Oh,
But if it's long road trips, it has its own drink.
it does. Yeah, I really take a lot into consideration.
Is it the second cup of the day or the first cup of the day?
Okay, this question. What is the sexiest thing you find about your wife? That is a legit question, by the way.
Her,
N Downs 1989.
her brain. It's evolved over the years. I mean, when we first met, I said, wow, for different reasons. But now it's, oh man, it's hard to put in words.
I mean, you're
No, it's
really
like-
trying to give a deeper answer. You're trying
Yeah.
to appear deeper than you are.
She has really good hair. A physical attribute, she has really nice shoulders. I've always said that.
Yes.
It's very unique.
You have my
Very shredded
my
shoulders.
clavicle.
It's the traps. It's legit.
Do we prefer to work out together or separately?
I like together, but it's hard to line up the same workout.
Yes.
Don't do leg day with her.
This question is, are you comfortable or uncomfortable with the kids being shown online? Do we agree on the topic?
Comfortable, because it's so minimal.
Yes, we are definitely on the same page when it comes to that. In my videos, like my day in the life videos, you know, my kids are a part of my day, so they're in the background, but they are never the sole focus of my channel and my audience. Like, my videos are about me being a homeschooling mom, and that is what I portray. So I'll include some clips of doing a few math problems or something, or a little hand using the pencil, but I'm not like with a camera in their face all day. And so that's something that we both care about and have prioritized. And so I think you're comfortable with my judgment on things.
Mm-hmm. You're not marketing the child.
Yeah.
Like, but to deny their existence in the family, it would be like trying to come up with some facade.
Yeah, it would really be next to impossible.
And like, if you weren't comfortable with being filming and releasing it, you wouldn't have a YouTube channel.
Right. But are you comfortable with it?
Yep.
Yeah. I mean,
It's such a unique experience. How do you say no to it? Like, not everyone can. Is given
because
this opportunity.
there's parents that take it way too far, and their whole channel becomes about their child, and it attracts like you know who's, and it's very
There's
exploited.
a special place for those people.
Yeah, but that's not the focus here, and it never has been. So, and there's like things that, you know, I share and I don't share. So it's something that we're both very aware of and always like thinking about. Probably me so more than him, and I think that's just a testament to the fact that I have good judgment. You don't have to like regulate me. So that is a really sad question. Ooh. I think we'll skip that one because that one's just a little too much.
Maybe like reply to her.
Yeah. How do you get involved with your kids' schooling with a busy work schedule?
I like to hear about their day when I get home. Mm-hmm. Some like to tell me their grades more than others. And to act engaged.
Act?
Like interested.
Even if you're not.
Correct.
Yeah. And then also Jake is off on Mondays and we are doing school. So he's able to see and come, you know, where we are and just hear. And so that's also a good time for him to see kind of like what we're up to. And that is really the extent of his involvement with the kids' schooling, and that's just the truth of the matter. But anytime we answer this question, like, I don't mitigate that, because if he wasn't working and providing for our family, then I wouldn't be able to be doing what I'm doing. So his role in homeschooling the kids is making sure that we're financially taken care of so that I don't have to worry, because if he wasn't doing that, then I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing. So that is how he is like supporting homeschooling, is by doing that. So,
and I know what classes are doing.
Yeah, and I do a good job, I feel, of communicating to him like what's going on, what we're doing. And you know, he sees me like setting up school the night before, and so it's just trying to keep him involved. But the kids tell him like daily. Yeah. The kids kind of initiate it, actually. And you'll ask from time to time. Down. But our kids are really, they're like, when Jake comes home, they're very eager to tell him all the things. And so he doesn't really have to ask too much, because they just kind of blurt it all out. So, what advice would you give to a man who struggles to take the lead in marriage? Just like one.
I mean, I can relate to it because it's easy to, we're more like a, I guess, kickback personality. Just like, I don't mind. Just whatever you need to do. Can you read the question again? Because I had like a.
Yeah. What advice would you give to a man who struggles to take the lead in marriage?
So leadership is going to exemplify itself in different ways. In your expectation of your husband might not be his leadership ability, but it might be leading in a different style. So it would be worth finding out his leadership style. And you don't have to be I'm the man of the house, we're doing it this way as a leader. But on the contrary, most effective leaders are more of like humble, serving, and listeners, and you steer the ship without having to be like the boss all the time. But you give prompt direction when needed and agree or disagree respectfully. So I would just and I had to learn that. I wanted to be like the commando, like superhero, but that's not my personality.
And that's not mine either.
So, I guess I would just challenge the man to like, what are your strengths? What do you, pick up a book on leadership styles. I have a few recommendations if they like hit you up.
No, share.
It was called like 7 Leadership Styles. It was a Christian-based book. I forget the author, but the most simplistic one is his name's Jocko Willink. He has like 4 principles of leadership, and he's a retired Navy SEAL, and you think you're going to get some like super machismo like aspect to it, but his principles are basic enough to where it encompasses like all personalities. And just since I've been a supervisor for a long time, you just like learn of what works. And if you try to lead that's not your personality, you're gonna be like miserable. So if you find aspects of what your strengths, then you'll be all right. But I guess based on the question, she may need to rethink her expectation of a leadership of a family.
That's what I was gonna say. Is like we, especially as Christians, there's like these roles of, the Christian leader is the husband and the submissive wife, and that's what the scripture says. And it does say that. I'm not saying it doesn't say that, but what I am saying is that God also gives us all unique personalities and gift mixes. And so for a long time, it was almost frustrating, like in certain instances for both of us, because I was trying to like expect him to lead our family in a way that just was not what God created him to do. And for me, at the same time, like, he probably had expectations of me to be a certain way that I wasn't. And so leadership doesn't look the same for everyone, and submissiveness and like submitting to your husband's authority doesn't look the same for everyone. So I would just challenge you to actually ask yourself, like, is it your husband who is not leading your family in any way, or is it just you thinking that he's not living up to your expectation of leadership? That would be.
And is your idea even attainable?
Yeah, and biblical, and agreeable with who God created your spouse to be.
But your husband just can't take a back seat either.
Right.
He has to be like actively like trying to figure this out.
Yeah. Okay. Can you share your testimony?
In 5 minutes? In the 90-second answer?
Shortened.
Do
You want me to start it?
I don't know. I don't even know if I even thought about it.
He doesn't even know his own testimony.
Like, it's very simple. Life apart from Christ is miserable, and you can't fill it with college lifestyle or the worldly college lifestyle. Mm-hmm. And eventually, some ladies bring you to church, and then God meets you right then and there. And then you're just kind of tired of the empty, the world's just nothing but emptiness, but momentarily satisfaction.
And running the rat race
Yeah.
of trying to attain the next thing to prove your worth to yourself.
Yep. And so, you start going to church a few times, and you feel like it's meant for you in that moment. Mm-hmm. But does that sum it up good? My story is not as interesting as yours.
No, it is. If you really delved into it, it is, because it's your version is something like your life growing up is something that a lot of people experience and relate to. Whereas me, like, I'm more, that's like not that many kids go through all the things that I went through. Like, you had the definitely like classical world upbringing with divorced parents, but still good family and super athlete, super good in school, graduated, state champion, goes to college. Like, you lived all the things that the world says that you should do to be happy.
Yep.
And little did anybody
Little
know
does anyone know
that on the inside that was not really the case.
It's like it'd be a good testimony to tell dudes.
And women. So, to answer the question, or to summarize that, that's why when you said you were a Christian when you were a child, I'm like, what? Because you were like, you came to faith once we started going together.
Yes. Yep. For salvation, for sure. But I was like, I believe in Jesus.
Mm-hmm. I think I said that too.
And I prayed. But I had a very skewed view.
Interesting. All right. What is your favorite adventure with your wife?
Filming a video on a Saturday afternoon. We like doing like new adventures together. Not like the same one over and over again. So like going on, like, I'm really excited for our upcoming camping trip for the first time, just meeting you. Mm-hmm. So like doing new things is fun. Mostly
involving the outdoors. That's something
the
we
first
both
time we,
enjoy.
Went to a rock climbing gym together.
I think she means like, what is our favorite like adventure together? Like, what do we like to do for adventure together?
We like doing things.
Outdoor things.
Mm-hmm. And some
and
physical ability, like.
Yeah. We both enjoy being physically active.
Active, yes.
So, favorite adventure with us. I don't, like, what has been your favorite one we've done so far?
Just me and you?
No, like, just with the kids, too.
Florida was pretty fun.
Okay.
That was a fun adventure.
28 minutes. So let's sum it up here. Someone said, how is your back doing? Isn't that nice?
I'm sitting up straight. That's a very nice question. It's been a long journey that
continues.
Ups and downs. I couldn't have functioned if I didn't get the surgery. Mm-hmm. But the back's never the same. Not just from the surgery, but from the injury.
Yeah. Thank you for asking, Riley Fam7.
That was very nice.
All right, last question. Do we see ourselves staying in our current home forever, or would we like to have land? Will we live here forever?
No.
No.
Nope.
Would we like to have land?
Yep.
Yes.
Probably impossible.
Would I like to have land with all of my children on the land? Yes. Would Jake like to have 6 basset hounds roaming the land? Yes, he would.
And chickens?
And chickens.
Some more chores.
So Jake wants to live on land, but do nothing with the land. Just look
I'll do stuff.
What are you going to do with it? An Easter egg hunt?
I'll set up archery.
He wants to make obstacle courses on the land.
Yeah, I have a rock climbing wall. I wouldn't have to take care of anything. No one can come on my property.
You.
Oh, it'd be so good.
You don't want 6 bassets?
I mean...
On the land? Just all roaming around?
Bassets are mean to each other.
Not if they're a pack when they're babies. All right, so that is going to sum up this Q&A with Jake. I hope you guys enjoyed hearing some of his answers to your guys' questions. I always enjoy seeing the questions that come in for him, you guys just interested in hearing some of his answers, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you check out the link to Skillshare down below. Like I said, we have been having a lot of fun using Skillshare in our homeschool, and so you guys should definitely check it out. The link will be down below. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you guys in our next one really soon. Bye.
I lose my